Hello, hello. This is Marsha LaFroth with Stamp with Marsha, and today we are going to make these fun easel arch cards with the Sweet Jar bundle. Just give me a moment to pull this up in front of me so I can see your comments. Please say hello if you join me today. Happy Martin Luther King Day. It's unusual that I do a Facebook Live on a Monday, but it was a holiday and Wednesday's my usual day, and I'm going to be setting up for my retreat this week. So that's what influenced me doing this today. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this. I'm trying to remember how. Okay, there it is. All right. So I saw we have got a mix of old and new and some retired things. Well, paper pumpkin. So these papers are part of the new mini catalog. We've got the Made with Love designer paper, and oops, did not mean to get elegant snowflakes. And this is one that's just in the annual catalog. That's what was used on the St. Patrick's Day card. And my Easter paper, that's very important. Hold on, let me see if I can find my cheat sheet for that. Not my cheat sheet, but I make these little charts so I can see at a glance what's on each side of the paper. This is the Easter Joy paper, and it's really more like cardstock, and it's glossy on one side. So there's certain things when you're doing sort of origami with DSP, you couldn't do with this one because it's thick like cardstock. But anyway, I saw this jar card idea. I didn't find a tutorial. Oh, let's see, did I write the name of the lady? Oh, shoot. I wrote it somewhere. Also left that behind. Let's see. Her name was Karen Braxton, K-A-R-I-N. I just saw the picture with her watermark on it. She did a Valentine's Day one with, I think, paper from the annual catalog and a birthday one. And I wanted to try it with our hearts for Valentine's Day, the clovers for St. Patrick's Day, and these are usually done for chocolate chip cookies. But I wanted to show this idea of doing it for jelly beans. And then each of these, why they're called an easel card, you know, you can open it like that and write in it, but then you can tuck it up and it's a little display. And I'm going to do another Easter one with maybe different paper, but you can see this little, sending a little blank your way, you can then fill in with different things. Luck, love, or sweetness. There's also party, I guess, sending a little party. And you can do candles. I have made cards with candles and cookies that I meant to grab to show you, but I didn't. Hey, Linda. So I'm going to make an Easter one, but I'll just tell you the supplies. And then my little greetings that go across the front, like I said, the cards I saw used this happy birthday. And so I was just looking for something similar sized. This new Easter set, the Happy Easter was a little bit big to go on across there. So I did what I often do when I'm looking for small little strips. And I looked through paper pumpkin kits. And these were some from, I didn't write the year on these, but I got my little Happy Easter from this kit, Sweet Springtime, and this Happy Valentine's Day from Lovely Lavender. And I don't know the years of those, but that's what I used for my little greetings. And this Oh Happy Day came out of a different kit. It wasn't paper pumpkin, but from their kit collection, they had one called Confetti Birthday, and that's where I got it. I have that new big Happy St. Patrick's Day, but it didn't fit. Hey, Jean, I got Jean and Linda, which, by the way, girls, I have catalogs for you if you want to come pick them up sometime. Or Linda, I'm trying to think if I have anything to send you. We'll get together soon. Okay, so I'm gonna just set these ones aside, just sort of in the view, and I'm gonna show you how to cut the easel part, because that's the important thing. Obviously you can change the DSP and change all this stuff. So you're gonna start with a just regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and you'll score it at 4 1/4. Grabbing my trimmer because I left that across the room also. Okay. Oh, Linda, I can send it with your bingo. I'm like, I know you signed up for something recently. I can see that this is actually not 5.5 by 8.5. I just pulled a scrap from my bin thinking it was that size, but it's not quite. So let me cut that a little bit off. Then we're going to score at 4 1/4. Okay, my easel card's getting in the way here. Move out for just a second. And then we're gonna cut. I wrote some instructions for this, but after I wrote them, I thought those are kind of confusing. And now I can't, oh, here they are. Cut in 1 3/8 inch from each side, but you're cutting from the bottom of this card front to the score line. And this is definitely easier to show than to try to put in writing. So I'm going over to my 1 3/8 inch, okay? And then I'm gonna cut up to this score line. Oops, I went a little past. And now I could either go 1 3/8 on this side and cut up, but I'm gonna just turn it around because I like having more on my left side than my right side, and go to 1 3/8, and I'm gonna cut down to the score line, okay? Now I have seen this done. When I made these in the past, I did not realize this was how people did it, and I always just cut a back and then put a second card over the top. But I like this way because it makes your base a little sturdier when you attach these side flaps down. Okay, so our next step though is, and I almost forgot to write it, so it's shoved in there, score this middle section at 2 1/8, okay? That's how we're gonna get our bend for our easel. Now, this is a little complicated. It's probably easiest if you just go like this to the 2 1/8 and then just score from the middle to just through that middle section, okay? And then we're gonna tape these down, and that will fold up like so. And you can open it that way or fold. So, Shelly, are you here? Catherine, hi. Linda, I see you said hi, Shelly, but I don't see Shelly saying hi, but you might be just see that she's on. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this one down. I'm going to fold this side down. And then we're going to cover those with designer paper. And I'm going to show you some I've made that don't use Arches dies and don't use a die inside. Because when I was coming to tell you guys the die, what I used, I felt a little sheepish that this uses 3 different sets of dies. The Arches, this little piece came from Stylish Shapes, and that little inside piece came from here. And I thought that's a little ridiculous. But I'm going to show you one that didn't use any dies, okay? So now we need our DSP and we need our inside piece. My inside piece is 2 5/8. Oh, let's see. Oh, good. Look at this. I've already cut these. That makes it faster. 2 5/8 by 4. And by the way, well, it kind of gives me more at the top. I have done this different measurements according to what I want to stick in the middle. So I will show you, like I said, a different version. And then I've got my, you need something on the inside to make your easel stand so it doesn't just fall down, because you're going to pop that up on dimensionals. And then we need our DSP, which is 1 1/8 by 4 on this card. I'm going to show you this other card I keep talking about. Some of you made this with me in my card club. But you can see this one, instead of putting an arch across the front, I just put a flat rectangle. And on the inside, it's just a strip. So you don't have to have all these little extra die cut pieces to make an easel card. You have to have the arches dies to make an arches easel card, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so our designer, and this one also, sorry, you can see my side flaps are smaller and my middle section is bigger. And that just is because I don't know if I got that recipe somewhere, those measurements. But when I was doing this one and the easel I wanted to do, I just monkeyed around with the measurements, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and attach this. I'm switching adhesives. I don't need Seal Plus for this. And I like to preserve my Seal Plus for when I really need it. Okay. So I'm just putting that in the center. And I'm going to use this time with this DSP. I was trying to decide, I thought the little eggs might be cute or the stripes to kind of go with the colors in my jelly beans. I think I'll do the stripes. We'll see. This little one would be cute too. Look at this. Sorry, trying to get it out. Like that would also be cute and colorful. And crazily, that is already the right size. Maybe I was trying to pick from that before. I didn't pre-measure these. Are these big enough? Yeah, let's go with the stripes. You can see that any of these would work. And again, you notice these are kind of have a little bend. That's just the way this paper is. It's very much cardstock versus paper this time. Just the stiffness. And I think that glossy sheen on it. Oh, shoot. My whole bin of supplies just spilled. Give me a moment to pick those up. Oops, daisy. Let's see if there's a different place I can stick those that's more secure. Oh no. Okay, so now I want this to be 1 1/8. No. The DSP I said is 1 1/8. Yes, because the flaps were 1 3/8. That is correct. By 4. Okay. And we're going to attach those down here. Sorry, it felt like it wasn't quite wide enough. I think this little side is really cute too. This color. You can see in this card I made with this suite, it's one we're going to make at our my upcoming retreat. I used a bunch of the different colors. I really thought this paper was cute, although I don't know that I love the glossy thickness to it, just being perfectly honest with you. Okay, so now I'm not going to stamp directly on this arch, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on and just show you how this card works, even though you've probably already figured this out. And you notice on this one, I did just stamp directly on the arch. I didn't there right away. You don't need that extra die. The reason I did the die here was because I wanted to add ribbon, and it felt like I needed something to put the ribbon to. That was my philosophy on that. Okay, so I do need to stamp this inside before I attach it, because we're going to pop it up. So let's see, that bin of supplies that just spilled everywhere. Let's see if I can find my things if they are not hiding somewhere on the floor. Oh, it looks like they might be hiding. Oh no, they're over there. Okay. So we're gonna stamp. I did Sending a Little in This color is Coastal Cabana of my cardstock. In here, it says the color is Shy Shamrock, which is very close to Summer Splash. Shy Shamrock's a little more green, but I'm using Summer Splash because I'm going more with the blue tones than the green. Okay, so sending a little blank your way is how that works, like I said, and then you get to fill it in. And I meant to have Flirty Flamingo, and I forgot to bring that. Hold on. My computer desk is on the opposite side of my, where I store my stamping stuff, so. Okay. And you just, I'm gonna make sure that I inked that well. It was debatable. And I will just tell you, with this Luck one, I don't know why I kept missing that little cap there, and I stamped that way too high like 3 times. I had to do that 3 times, which was fun because I had to keep die cutting, and I kept putting the die cut away on the magnet back in the plastic, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I messed it up again. I'm sure you guys really wanted to know that, but just so you were keeping it real, that this is how it goes sometimes with stamping. Linda, do you have this? I'm trying to think if I know. I don't know if you have it, but you probably do. Yeah, I'm using new paper with a set that's been around for a while. Okay, I put that up a little higher than I wanted. It doesn't matter. You can put it wherever you want, but if you want to save room to actually write something, okay. And then the most important thing, or one of the important things, is that when you attach this arch, that, or whatever your front piece is, like I said, this one was not an arch, it was just flat, is that you don't attach it to the whole thing, or it's just going to open like that. If you want it to bend and be an easel, you have to make sure you only attach it to the back. And now that I already put that piece inside, that's going to be easier if I hold it like this. So I'm only putting adhesive on this bottom flap. And then I just will center my easel here. My easel, or not my easel, excuse me, my arches do go a little bit over that center edge, but it doesn't matter because then when it stands up. I think the stripes are cute. You guys think so? They're nice and colorful. Okay, so how to do those Easter eggs? Let's do that next. Sorry. I'm trying to find my stamps and my scrap paper and all that jazz. Okay, here we go. I got it all organized, but it does not stay organized once I begin. All right, so I'm going to stamp now the jar. This jar set is so well loved, guys. Look at this. It is like everyone is stained and well loved. Although this was the first time I used the shamrocks, because I feel like this set came out last year. Was it in the annual? I can't remember. I feel like it came out after Valentine's and shamrocks, but and Easter and all that. Okay. I feel like I can't remember. I think it was an online exclusive. They came out with the annual catalog. The eggs, they're not eggs, like I said originally, or usually you see them as cookies. We're going to stamp them in Smoky Slate, stamped off, just to give us an outline, and then we color over them. I don't know why I'm inking this so well, because I don't really need it inked. Then we're going to color over them with blends. So that's the secret to making those into eggs or jelly beans. I'm trying to make them jelly beans in different colors. Okay, I'm only going to just do a little, and then I'll use Magic of Television to have this done so it doesn't take forever. So then you just come over, I have dark lolly here, and I'm just going to color over the top of what's already there and use that as my guide. So this one, as opposed to say the Valentine's or the St. Patrick one, was definitely a little more tedious because those were not coloring, we're just stamping. But, and this is Light Flirty Flamingo. and so on and so forth. And then just for fun, I added these little dots to the jar. We had once a little stamp in that citrus set that had these little dots around like that, or they were part of, I don't know, I thought they were cute. And that top part of the jar just felt a little plain to me, so I filled it in with that. And then you would punch your jar like so, and then we pretend that I already colored all this. I did that right before, so you guys wouldn't have to sit and watch me color. I used, just in case you wanted to do it the same, I used Dark Pool Party because I didn't have Coastal Cabana or Summer Splash blends. Summer Splash. Dark Lolly for the yellow, Light Flirty Flamingo for the pink. That one, instead of the Pool Party, I did use Shamrock. And I used Light Balmy and Light Fresh Freesia. Those were the colors. Now, for my little topper, sometimes I've stamped that on white, but I don't know. I saw someone do it that way, and I thought it was cute. I don't seem to have that stamp. Well, you can see where I did this before. Shoot. I don't know. Did I not have that stamp? Sorry, guys, that I'm struggling to find stuff. I guess I didn't. I don't have. We're going to peel this one off. All of my blocks almost are tied up right now in my make and takes for my retreat. So I don't have the luxury of having a bunch of extra blocks. So, you guys doing anything fun today on your day off? If you have a day off, I assume you do. I am going to be, once I make this back to retreat prep, my daughter is moving apartments today, and my boys are all helping move furniture for her, so that's their fun task. I guess the moral is we don't really have fun things planned. Work. But I have a fun week ahead of me, as some of you are going to be there with me at the stamp retreat. Okay, I think you guys get the idea there. And then this blue gingham ribbon, I'm probably not going to put this all together because I think you guys get the idea. Well, let me go a little further, and then I'll tell you just about some of the new things here. And then I got my question of the day, and if you're new to me, question of the day is you answer my question within, a week of me posting this, and you get entered to win the project I made. My question of the day today is, what is next on your stamping to-do list? Like, what are you planning to make? What do you want to do next? I always have a bunch of projects. Okay, so then I would stamp my little happy Easter here that, once again, I took mine from a paper pumpkin kit. I am sure I have one somewhere not in paper pumpkin, but could I find it? No. And then I popped that up. This ribbon is new, part of this Easter Joy Suite, and it's, oh, this is why I had some balmy blue jelly beans, because it's a different, color than my base, but they're all in there. They're all in that paper. You got the balmy blue and the coastal. So I just tied a bow with that, added it with a glue dot. And then for the bling, I could have used this bling that comes with this set, this little Easter assortment, which you can see I didn't use it on this one. This is another card. Those of you coming to the retreat are getting some sneak peeks, but we're making this one. Oh, you can see all my notes, but I used those all over that. But I just decided to go with something shinier for this one and bigger, so I don't have to do quite so many. The In Color Flat Pearls. We have the Shamrock and the, what's that called? Summer Splash, and the Freesia, which I didn't use. I think I may have taken that random one from the other in colors, but I could have just used pink or the yellow. So that's where I got the bling from. And that is the Easter one. Okay. And I'll just tell you like what these other things were from. I already said that paper was, that was from this Florals in Bloom. And I used Granny Apple Green and stamped it off for that sort of background. And by the way, this background stamp, I haven't cleaned that yet. This one works for both the hearts to layer on top and the shamrocks to layer on top. It looks like also the eggs if you want it, or the cookies if you wanted to fill. I've never used it for that one, but so I did Granny Apple Green stamped off, Garden Green on top. My little gems came from the Traditions of Christmas. Oh, they just fell out. Sparkling sequins. I have really cut these and used some. I have a lot of blue left, but I used both the gold and the green from there. And then these little fun hearts are a new confetti sort of bling that you can make a shaker card, or I just picked out the few I wanted and put it on there. So that's where those things came from, and that's our project. And I hope you guys liked it. And again, if you don't have that die or this die, you don't have to, or the Arches die even though this today was Arches class, you can still make easel cards with just a flat rectangle, and you can just draw a strip on the inside, so you can tweak it according to your needs. Now, let's see, what is coming up? I usually like to tell you guys what's coming up. Retreat this week. February 7th, I believe, I'm doing online Stampin' Bingo featuring some of these new products, but I have not made my cards yet. That's why there's not a picture, but you can still go register. And then those of you who've been part of my card club, I'm going to continue doing something similar, just not have it be club on automatic subscription. You just sign up each month if you like it, but I'll try to make it super easy. But we're going to feature the Brushed with Beauty suite in February. I took January off. These are still in plastic, so they're a little harder to see. But this was an online exclusive released last November that I just hadn't really got to play with yet. So that's what we're going to feature. And those of you who got a gift from me at the end of the 6 months, you got this word set. And you'll still need to get now the floral bundle to make these cards, but I will die cut the label pieces. So just the words, you'll be fine. You won't have to get the word bundle and the flower bundle. And if you didn't get that word set and you don't have it, you can really substitute. The because is a little harder because I'm going to give you because, and you'd have to come up with something to stick underneath there. But that's what's on the docket for February card class. And I'll try to have those bingo projects planned. That's my goal, to get them planned while I'm at my retreat. So thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to tell me what's next on your create list. And I will see you. Oh, let's see. I'm reading what you guys said. Play with new paper. Oh, Tara's planning her 2026 calendar. And Catherine's going to make some cards with Fragrant Layers, Cake Date, and Nature Symphony. I can't wait to see them. One of my favorite things at my retreat at night, after people have gone to bed and I go around and put a little gift on their table, I love to look at what they made that day because often they have it displayed. So that's really fun. So I will see some of you very soon, and I will be doing Facebook Lives more often soon because I have all my retreat projects to show how to make for those who couldn't come. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.